I'm going to say this, and I hope Draymond is watching this. The worst thing that could have possibly happened, believe it or not, to Draymond Green was that sound from Nurkic. When a player sits there and says, quote, I don't know what's wrong with him, they're trying to imply you have a problem. And there's nobody in a position to disagree with Nurkic. He's the one that got hit. He sat up there and joked, I'm glad he didn't choke me. Now, to me personally, it makes me uncomfortable to hear stuff like that, because you're talking about anger management issues and you're saying, I'm glad he didn't choke me, and then you're saying that's not a part of the game, and you're saying, I don't know what's wrong with him.
Initial reaction when you first saw this?
As a fan of Draymond, it's getting harder and harder, to defend this. But this is not even basketball right now for Draymond. It's just every other week he's getting ejected, getting in the media for the wrong things, So it's tough. It's tough. And I know it's tough on the team.
We are now just about 20 games into this NBA season, and Draymond Green has now been ejected for the third time after he karate chopped Jusuf Nurkic last night in the third quarter. Now, this is a player who has had a long history of repeated unsportsmanlike acts, and right now he is actively hurting the last chances we might get of this Warriors core being able to compete for an NBA championship. And even the last 2 years of Draymond Green's basketball career has been nothing but instances that even Golden State fans can't even defend anymore. Now, if we go back to the 2016 NBA playoffs, when Draymond Green kicked Steven Adams on quote-unquote accident, he didn't stop there, as if that wasn't crazy enough. What about the very next series when he made the decision to hit LeBron James, which did result in Draymond Green getting suspended in the 2016 NBA Finals? Now, you can make the case on that. The Cleveland Cavaliers most likely wouldn't have came back from a 3-1 series deficit to complete one of the greatest comebacks in NBA history. Now, we all know the impact Draymond was to his crew when he was at his best. He was the perfect glue guy, a very intelligent basketball mind, the Warriors' defensive anchor, as well as the perfect connector to players like Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, but also was someone who never shied away from speaking his mind to anybody. I mean, this is a player who told Kevin Durant to his face, we won without you, and we don't need you. And just a few years after the departure of Kevin Durant, the Warriors did manage to win another championship without him. But whether or not if Draymond was right or wrong, it's honestly safe to say that he has lost the Golden State Warriors a lot of opportunities. One of the more so recent and better draft picks the Warriors made was drafting Jordan Poole, and it was just 2 years ago to when he had a breakout season while also playing a role in the Warriors being able to win the 2022 NBA championship. Now, it seemed as though that Jordan felt as if he was on top of the world, but the moment Draymond punched Jordan Poole's lights out was the exact point. He punched all the star qualities out of Jordan Poole. Until this day, he truly hasn't been the same player that he once was. And now that it's been a whole year to when Draymond made it clear that the Warriors would have to pick between him or Jordan Poole, in which the Golden State Warriors did choose Draymond Green over Jordan Poole, trading for Chris Paul. But just a month ago, in this specific scenario, Draymond Green ran up the court to Rudy Gobert and put him into a chokehold. Following the altercation, Green was suspended for 5 games. And throughout that time missed, it was extremely rough for the Warriors. Players like Klay Thompson and Andrew Wiggins haven't been contributing nearly as much as they were in the past, and Steph Curry seems to be the only one on the crew who is still playing at a high level consistently. Now, even though the Warriors organization historically have never been known to make any big mid-season trades, but it might just really be one of the only options here soon. But as the Warriors faced off against a potential championship contender in the Phoenix Suns, the craziest moment in the game was when Draymond proceeded to wind his fist around and punch Jusuf Nurkic to the ground. Now, when the incident occurred, the Warriors were up by 5 points and had some momentum, but winded up losing by 3 points. Following the game, Nurkic was about as confused with what happened as everyone else.
What's going on with him, I don't know. Personally, I feel like that brother needed help. I'm glad he not tried to choke me, but at the same time, ain't nothing to do with basketball, man. Like, I'm just out there trying to play basketball, out there swinging. I think we saw that often, but hope he, whatever he got in his life, get better.
And Draymond decided to say this about all that unfolded.
I'm not one to apologize for things I meant to do, but I do apologize to you, sir, because I didn't intend to hit him. I sell calls with my arms. I don't fall or to sell a call. Yeah. I mean, as I've said before, any replay, if I go look at every replay of everything, a replay it's never going to look good. I also don't think I'm an accurate enough puncher to do a full 360 and connect with someone. So it's unfortunate.
Now, not even a whole 24 hours after the Draymond Green altercation, the NBA came up with the decision to suspend Draymond indefinitely. Now, ever since the Warriors won the 2022 NBA Finals, everything has been going all downhill. And even though there are some positives to his on-court production, like the fact that he's shooting 45% from three and he's averaging a career high in player efficiency rating, which is actually wild, still, as the making of this video, the Warriors aren't even a playoff team so far. So the frustration is to be expected, but this is by far the most absurd altercation that Draymond has ever been involved in.